Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. In today's video, we are going to be running through my LCS 2021 preseason power rankings. Now that the offseason is all said and done, pretty much all 10 teams have confirmed set rosters and lineups headed into the new season, into the new year. I think it's time that I actually drop my list of 10 to 1, every single team ranked of what I'm thinking, headed into the LCS lock-in preseason tournament, headed into the LCS season, all that good stuff, so I can get all of my thoughts and opinions out there, and hopefully we can hear your guys as well. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick a word from today's sponsor, which is Draft Buff. They're sponsoring all my LCS content this month, and they're an awesome fantasy esports website. As you can see on the side of the screen, they have League of Legends, Call of Duty League, Overwatch, CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege. They have this awesome page where you can create leagues, find leagues, or quick join a league today, whether you have some friends you want to invite over, whether you just want to find a league with random people to play, or whatever. They have it all. I actually just did my draft last night for my league that I'm going to be doing for this season. It was honestly really great. The app worked so smooth. It was so nice. This app and this website are really cool. You guys should definitely check it out if you're interested in fantasy esports. Definitely, I'm going to have the link in the description, and it's going to be the pinned comment in this video. If you do sign up for Draft Buff, make sure you use code IAMGERM, and thanks again to them. With that being said, here we go, talking about my LCS power rankings. At number 10, I have Golden Guardians. Now, I don't think Golden Guardians is completely terrible. I mean, I think they're going to be bad, but there are some kind of bright spots. One, they got Stixay for pretty cheap, and they're kind of buying low on him because a lot of people are not very hyped up about him right now. I think he has a chance to kind of bounce back and actually have some resurgence this year. I am a little bit excited for him. I'm curious to see how he's going to do. If he has another bad year, if he has another bad split, he's probably going to be out of the LCS, so I'm assuming he's going to come in really motivated, really hyped up, excited that he's getting at least one more chance in the LCS, and I think he could have a decent year. And Golden Guardians is going to be a really young team, so I think it's nice to have kind of some veteran leadership, a guy to teach these young players how to be successful, how to win, and just how to be an LCS pro, because whether you love him or hate him, Stixay knows how to do that. He's won an LCS title. He has gone to international events. He has been somewhat successful in his LCS career, so I think he has a lot to show some of these younger guys. Also, as far as other pickups, I'm pretty excited about Newbie. I think it'll be interesting to see how well he's able to come in and do in the LCS. Support's kind of a weaker position in the North American League, so he has a chance to come in and be pretty solid right away. Again, especially paired up with Stixay, it'll be interesting to see how they do together. I am excited that Ablaze Olive is finally getting his shot. I have been waiting for him to break into the LCS for a while now, but the top side of the map is a big question for me. Niles and Iconic, I think they're going to be pretty weak. And I think their whole team is going to have probably not really a player in the top 5 at their position. They're going to be a bottom team. They're going to have bottom players, but they do have some bright spots. They are building towards the future, so maybe next year, maybe summer split, maybe this team starts to get a little bit better, but I think it's going to be a rough spring split for them. They're number 10 for me. At number 9, I have Team Dignitas, and I think Dignitas and Golden Guardians are really close. If you had Dignitas at 10, I wouldn't complain too much. The only thing with Dignitas is they have some more veteran players, which is bad for the long term, but might be a little bit better for the short term. Might get you a couple more wins. They have Dardoch, they have Aframu, two guys that I think are both way past their prime and probably already have 1 foot out of the league already, but they might get you a win here or there. They might be the difference that puts you over the top against Golden Guardians, but those aren't guys that you're developing for the future, so that kind of sucks. Soligo and Fate God, the two solo laners for Dignitas, I'm not really that hyped up about them. We've seen them both in the LCS a little bit. Fate God has been a little bit better in his time in the LCS than Soligo, but I'm not really sold on either one of them long term. And then Dig has Neo coming in 80 carry, another guy that I'm really not excited about. I like some of the younger pieces on Golden Guardians more than on the Dignitas team, but Dignitas has some more veterans that I think could maybe win right now. Might get them a game or two ahead of Golden Guardians. But again, I think Golden Guardians and Dig are both really close. I think they're for sure the 2 worst teams in the LCS. That is number 9 for me. At number 8, we have Immortals. Again, Immortals, another team that's not super exciting. They're probably going to suck this year, but they at least have a little bit more pieces that are building towards the future, a little bit more exciting pieces. Xerxes was a huge pickup in the jungle. He's coming off not the best split in the LEC in summer 2020 and not really even the best year in 2020, but he is a very good young player who, if he's able to rebound well, could be an absolute beast in North America. Jungle's pretty competitive here, but he definitely has some natural talent. That's going to be exciting. He's paired up with Insanity in the mid lane, who Insanity looked all right at times last year. And if he can continue to build off that, he could take a step to being maybe like a Pobelter, Demonte type guy this year. I could definitely see that for Insanity. They have Raze and Destiny in the bottom half of the map. It'll be interesting to see how they are able to come in and do. I think they're just going to be, pretty average, pretty solid. I do not love Revenge in the top lane. I think he's going to be perhaps the worst top laner in the league. But you have Xerxes. I think he's the best player between kind of Golden Guardians, Dignitas, and Immortals. So I think, again, he'll be good enough to hopefully pick up some extra wins for Immortals and have them climb it up maybe into 8th place. At 7, I have CLG. They had an interesting offseason. They got a couple of upgrades. They got better at AD carry with Wild Turtle coming in for Stixxay. They got better in the top lane with Finn coming in for Ruin. And they got better in the jungle with Broxah coming in for Wiggly. Now, none of those are absolutely massive moves. Wild Turtle, I think, is actually a pretty big pickup. But like Broxah not coming off the best year. Finn not coming off the best year. But I think CLG definitely got better. They should be an interesting team. I have them at 7, but I think this team could make it to the playoffs. The only thing is, I don't really know if they're going to end up being better than some of the teams I have rated ahead of them. But they're going to be interesting. I think they are significantly better than the bottom 3 teams of the league. I think they're kind of a middle of the pack team. It's going to depend how good Finn and Broxah do. Again, they're both coming off bad splits where they're looking to prove themselves again. And if they are able to kind of regain some old form from earlier times in their career where they were both absolute beasts, CLG could be very good. If they look like they did in 2020, CLG could be pretty bad. I have them at number 7. At number 6, I have my first playoff team, kind of that final playoff spot. Evil Geniuses. This is a team who I was really excited for them at times. Sven Skaren, I think, is a beast. I think he's a great jungler. That's very, very nice that they have him. They picked up Impact in the top lane. That's a massive pickup. Impact looked so good last year. He's going to be a monster for them. And Sven Impact top side of the map. That's gross. Ignar coming over. Ignar is one of the better supports in LCS. I think I have him as rated as like the 4th best support. So that's a pretty big pickup. They have a ton of playmaking potential. They have really, really good players. Impact, Sven Skaren, Ignar. But that's where it stops for me. Mid lane, they bring him back Jizuke, which I think is really, really not exciting. He looked great at times last year, but terrible at times last year as well. For me, he's just too inconsistent. The lows are too frequent to balance out his high highs. And then they picked up definitely an 80 carry, which I was so disappointed in. I do really think that sucks because I think he's a clear weak point on this Evil Geniuses team that is really going to hold them back. When they have a ton of shining spots on this roster, I think their mid and 80 carry are going to hold them back a little bit. I have them as a 6th spot. I think they'll make it into the playoffs, but I think that's as far as they're getting. At number 5, I have FlyQuest. FlyQuest is a crazy team. They made it to 2 LCS finals in 2020. They weren't able to win either one of them, but they were still, you know, the second best team in the LCS, 3rd best team in the LCS, something like that. They've made it to Worlds. They did okay. They had this star-studded roster. They were just a really, really great team. But obviously, they ran into financial issues. They had to sell off most of their roster. They had to start all the way over, but for a team starting all the way over, their roster is nasty once again. Now they're building around their new guy, Licorice, in the top lane with a ton of young pieces. Jose Diodo, Palafox, Johnson, Diamond. This team is young, and they're going to be very, very good in the future, but they have a chance to be really good this year as well. They are number 5 for me. At number 4, I have 100 Thieves. This is obviously the Golden Guardians roster last year, who was very good, plus someday in the top lane. This is a team I could see even moving into the top 3. This is a team I could see qualifying for Worlds. I think FBI is a legitimate carry threat, maybe the best 80 carry in the league, and then now having someday as a like a legit threat in the top lane as well. I think that's going to pair up so well together. They're going to be spreading teams out with just 2 absolutely massive carry threats. They have DeMonte as that facilitator in the mid lane position. I think that's going to work so well. I'm very, very excited for this 100 Thieves roster, and again, I could definitely see them qualifying for Worlds this year. I think they're going to be super fun to watch. I'm very, very excited for them. At number 3, I have TSM. Super weird offseason for TSM. Obviously, losing Doublelift, losing Bjergsen. That was going to be tough to rebound from no matter what, but honestly, I think they did a pretty good job. They have a huge question mark in the top lane with Huni, but they do have Haunter as a backup waiting and ready to go. It's going to depend, you know, what kind of Huni we get to see if TSM is closer to, you know, a 3rd, 4th, 5th place team, or if they start to maybe be able to take some games off teams like Cloud9 and Team Liquid. We'll see how all that goes, but Spica, he's a young player, super promising talent, trying to develop into one of the better and maybe even one of the best junglers in the league. That would be awesome. Power of Evil, if you needed somebody to replace Bjergsen, Power of Evil has got to be close to the top of your list. This guy's a monster as well. Obviously, the biggest pickup of the offseason for TSM was bringing in Sword Art, and I think that's going to go a long way in making this team play fast, aggressive, exciting League of Legends, and also developing Lost, hopefully, into their 80 carry for the future. I think this team could finish 3rd place. I think they can make it back to Worlds and hopefully actually win a game this year. Next up, we have Cloud9 at number 2. I don't think they're going to be winning the LCS in the spring. For me, obviously, they had an insane offseason. They lost Licorice, but they're bringing in Fudge, who is, for a lot of people, kind of the most exciting new young face in the LCS, and obviously, they landed Perks, who in my opinion is the best player in the LCS. When you have the best player in the LCS, you're going to be a scary team, you're going to be a fun team, and you're going to have a chance to go to Worlds and actually do damage. And I hope Cloud9 does just that this year. Obviously, they're bringing back Sven and Vulcan. They're going to be one of the best bot lanes in the league. Blabber, people are hoping he's more like spring than summer, but he's a little bit inconsistent. Still one of the best junglers in the league, but maybe not the best, because Santorin would obviously have something to say about that. Cloud9 is going to be a very, very good team, but I don't think they're going to be able to take down number one on my list, who is obviously going to be Team Liquid. This is a team that was super, super good last year. They went 3-3 at Worlds, almost qualified, and they upgraded 2 different positions in the offseason. Alphari replacing Impact. I think Alphari has a chance to be the best top laner in the LCS. He's going to be an absolutely massive carry. And Santorin coming into the jungle for Broxa, filling Team Liquid's biggest hole. This team, I think, is going to win the LCS. I think they're going to have a chance to go to MSI and do hopefully something special at MSI, but I think they're going to make it to Worlds, and I think they have a chance to get out of groups, which would be the first North American team to get out of groups in the last 3 years, which would be so, so exciting. This team's going to be fun to watch. Corey JJ, reigning MVP, fresh new top side of the map, tactical, how he's able to continue to develop and grow, and then obviously Jensen as a rock in the mid lane. But that is it, guys. That is my 2021 LCS preseason power rankings, looking ahead to everything as we head into the LCS lock-in tournament, as we head into the spring split, all of that good stuff. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment down below, let me know, what did I get right, what did I get wrong, and what do your power rankings look like headed into the new year, into the new season. Subscribe to update on my latest content. Check me out over at Twitch, twitch.tv/I_am_germ. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one, but until then, peace.